Hey guys, Forrest here, and something interesting has happened in OU, and that's that Volcanion has been released. It is now legal in OU. It was released over in Japan. Obviously, we don't have it in the US yet, but since it's released in Japan, it's released on Showdown, and you're able to use it in OU. And we lost Hoopa, but we gained this thing. So, it's kind of like at what cost, you know? But anyway, it's got absolutely insane stats here. Base 80 HP, 120 defense, 90 special defense, and then 110, 130 offenses. Even with the base 70 speed, it's not going to be doing... it's not going to matter, honestly. This thing hits way too hard and takes way too many hits. And I wanted to go over some of the sets I think we're going to be seeing on the ladder. So first off, the one thing that I think is going to be most common right here is Leftovers Volcanion with Fire Blast, just a really powerful stab. Steam Eruption, which is basically Scald on steroids, 110 base power, 30% chance to burn. Just mwah, mwah, mwah. And then there is Sludge Wave, which is to hit specially defensive fairy types such as Clefable, Sylveon, things like that. And then HP Ice just hit things like like Tank Chomp and Altari before it Mega Evolves. Basically just any sort of dragon or thing that's weak to Ice. Next up is Choice Specs Volcanion. Oh yeah, the EVs. Basically just standard 252 HP, 252 plus special attack. I put in 4 speed just to get speed. Gotta go fast. Anyway, Specs Volcanion. Basically the same as the other set, but I put on Earth Power here to showcase that you can use Earth Power instead of Hidden Power Ice if you're worried about other Volcanions, or if you really want to just OHKO Heatran. Because Steam Russian already does a good job getting rid of Heatran, but Earth Power will just straight up OHKO it. Earth Power also, of course, can hit other Volcanions that might be switching into you. And this one I just put in more bulk, just because I figured that this one is probably going to be switching in and out a lot more since it's going to be choice locked. Next up is basically the same thing as this, but instead we have Choice Scarf Volcanion, which is going to be going fast, like really fast. 262 speed isn't really all that fast, but with Choice Scarf, that hits, let's see, that would be 393, I believe, if my math in my head is correct. And that's not the fastest thing in the world, obviously, but it's still pretty fast, and we'll be outrunning a few things that could otherwise threaten Volcanion and force it out. I think it'll outspeed Raikou, actually. Let me check here. Raikou with Assault Vest, 252 is 361. I was running calcs earlier on stuff. Raikou is one of the few things that can... AV Raikou is one of the few things that can switch in on it, because it can take an Earth Power and then proceed to OHKO with Thunderbolt if rocks are up, or just take a really huge dent out in it. Anyway, 361, and then if we are 252, Timid, 262. Yeah, so it'll be outspeeding AV Raikou, so that's great. And then you can proceed to just take a dent out of it with Earth Power. Or it'll 2-KO it if it switches in on you. Of course, I put HPS in here just because, it doesn't really matter. It's a showcasing of just what it can do. Next up is Volcanion that's a bit more focused on longevity, which is Assault Vest Volcanion. Since Volcanion has really good bulk, and I figured, you know what? People just slap Assault Vest on basically whatever is bulky and is an attacker. Such as, like, there's Assault Vest Raikou, Assault Vest Conkeldurr, and Assault Vest Hoopa was the thing as well, and so I figured Assault Vest Volcanion could actually also put in a bit of work. Since this one's a bit more focused on longevity, I went ahead and I put in Flamethrower on it. And I also put Focus Blast on it to basically hit just... what did I put Focus Blast on there for? Well, that's awkward. I put Focus Blast on there for some reason. I don't know, maybe just to hit Heatran hard. Maybe Bisharp I was worried about? I don't know. I put Focus Blast on there for some reason. But anyway, it's a bit more focused on longevity, which is why I put Flamethrower on there over Fire Blast. I would have put Scald on here instead of Steam Russian, but you can't pass this up at all. Anyway, next up, a bit of an innovation is this is Power Herb Stallbreaker Volcanion, which is based a bit on Stallbreaker Heatran, which, you know, runs Power Herb and Solar Beam to hit the bulky waters that Stall likes to run, like Quagsire, Gastron, stuff like that. And so I decided to base this on it a bit too. And I also put Superpower on it because Superpower does... It's not going to KO Chansey. It does around 36 to 48%. I did the calc. And that won't kill it, but it will take a chunk out of it to the point where if it's coming in around 50%, you're going to be able to kill it no matter what you go for next. And of course, if it's coming in around 50%, I don't... Like, I feel like this might be used. It's not going to be used all that much, but if your team is really weak to Stall, you can go ahead and do it. Like, it's not going to be as good as, like, Stallbreaker Heatran, obviously, but it's still an option for those of you who want to use it. And then, last but certainly not least, is Volcanion. Anyway, this is the best set. It's going to be the best. Everybody's going to use it. You have 2 speed, because who cares if your speed is low? You're going to be hitting like a truck with Choice Band Flare Blitz on this special attacker. Who cares? It's got Superpower. It's got Stone Edge. It's got Earthquake. Doesn't even need Water Stab. Water Stab, who needs it? Don't need your secondary stab at all. This is Volcanion. It's the best. Don't care if Shiny is unreleased. That's it.